Ladies and gentlemen, have you ever felt like you're running on empty, trying to be everything for everyone else while losing sight of yourself? I've been there, and I know it's easy to get swept up in the chaos of life, but today I want to remind you of something deeply powerful. You are your own greatest project. Yes, you, not your job, not your relationships, not your accolades, but you. Focusing on yourself isn't selfish, it's self-preservation. It's self-respect. It's about pouring into your own cup so that you can overflow with love, passion, and purpose for others. You can't serve the world from an empty vessel. I know you've been told to hustle, to grind, to keep pushing, but I'm here to tell you sometimes the greatest act of courage is to slow down, turn inward, and prioritize you. Because when you focus on yourself, your growth, your dreams, you not only transform your own life, but you elevate everyone around you. So today I want you to ask yourself, what does focusing on me look like? What does my soul need? And how can I show up for myself in ways I never have before? You see, when you focus on yourself, you give yourself permission to bloom into the person you were meant to be. You silence the noise of comparison, release the shackles of other people's expectations, and discover the beauty of your unique path. Your story isn't meant to look like anyone else's. Your pace is your pace. Your journey is yours alone. And the only person you're competing with is the person you were yesterday. So today, make a promise to yourself to listen to your heart, to honor your needs, to take the steps, no matter how small, toward the life you deserve. Because when you focus on yourself, the world gets to experience the most vibrant, most powerful version of you. And trust me, that version of you, it's unstoppable. Now, go out there and give yourself the love, the attention, and the focus you've been pouring into everyone else. You are worth it. You've always been worth it. Prioritize self-care. We often think of self-care as something indulgent or optional, but let me tell you, it is essential. Imagine trying to pour from an empty cup. That's what happens when we neglect our own needs in the name of caring for others. It doesn't work, and it will eventually leave you drained. The truth is, self-care is the foundation on which everything else stands. It's not just about bubble baths or a day off. It's about truly nurturing your body, mind, and soul. Self-care is about acknowledging that you are worthy of rest, a piece of time. For so many of us, we were taught to hustle until we hit the wall, to push through exhaustion and keep going no matter what. But what I've learned over the years is that when we prioritize ourselves, we actually become more present and effective in every area of our lives. This is not about being selfish. It's about investing in the most important person in your life, you. So take those breaks, those moments of quiet. Take a walk in nature. Meditate, journal. Rest. Remember, your body is the only place you will live for your entire life. Take care of it. Honor it. Listen to it when it tells you it needs a moment. When you listen to your body's needs, you start to live from a place of alignment. That alignment brings peace, productivity, and joy. It's easy to get caught up in the whirlwind of life. Work, relationships, and responsibilities can feel like they're always demanding more of you. But you cannot show up for others if you haven't shown up for yourself first. Self-care is not just about pampering. It's about setting boundaries, finding your rhythm, and restoring your energy so you can give your best to the world. Sometimes self-care means saying no to others and yes to yourself. It means putting your needs first without guilt or hesitation. That might mean canceling plans, turning off your phone, or simply saying, I need this time for me. That is okay. In fact, it's necessary. It's also about feeding your mind and soul with the right things. What are you consuming mentally and emotionally? Are you surrounding yourself with negativity, or are you seeking inspiration, joy, and wisdom? Remember, what you take in shapes who you become. Be mindful of the media conversations and thoughts that you allow to take up space in your life. You are worthy of kindness and compassion, especially from yourself. If you've been running on fumes for too long, take a pause. Prioritize what you need, and don't feel bad about it. Your health, physical, mental, and emotional, is everything. If you want to live your best life, it starts with taking care of you. Self-care also means protecting your peace. This world can be noisy, chaotic, and sometimes downright overwhelming. But remember, peace is a choice. You have the power to create a calm, serene space in your mind and heart. It's not about controlling everything around you, but learning to control your reaction to what's happening in the world. When you take time to care for yourself, you create a sanctuary within yourself. You deserve to thrive, not just survive. And to thrive, you need to fill your own cup first. Self-care is a practice, a commitment, and a radical act of self-love. It might feel uncomfortable at first, especially if you've been taught to always put others first, but you'll soon realize that you are the best version of yourself when you care for yourself. So ask yourself today, what does true self-care look like for you? What do you need right now? Take that step. Prioritize yourself. Your future self will thank you for it. Set boundaries. Many of us have been conditioned to believe that we need to say yes to everything and everyone. We feel guilty when we turn down a request, a favor, or an invitation. But the truth is, boundaries are not walls. They are healthy markers that define who we are, what we value, and how we protect our energy. Setting boundaries is one of the most powerful things you can do for your mental health. It's about recognizing that you cannot be everything to everyone, and that's okay. You don't have to be at every event, answer every call, or meet every expectation. When you set clear, loving boundaries, you are saying, I respect myself enough to honor my time, my energy, and my well-being. It's difficult at first, I know. You might worry about disappointing others or feeling like you're letting them down. But here's the thing, you cannot give your best to others when you are running on empty. Boundaries protect your peace. They allow you to serve from a place of abundance, not depletion. Setting boundaries starts with understanding your limits. What drains you? What brings you joy? What makes you feel safe, whole, and energized? Once you identify these things, you can begin to establish the boundaries that will help protect and nurture your spirit. It's also about communicating those boundaries clearly. It's not enough to just have them. You must also express them. It's okay to say, I'm not available right now, or I need some time for myself. You don't need to explain yourself endlessly. Your time and energy are yours to manage, and anyone who respects you will understand that. When you set boundaries, you invite respect into your life. You teach others how to treat you. You demonstrate what is acceptable and what is not. And most importantly, you give yourself the gift of freedom, the freedom to choose what aligns with your truth. Don't feel guilty for protecting your peace. Boundaries are not about shutting people out. They are about creating space for the things that truly matter. They allow you to say yes to the things that uplift you and no to those that drain you. You will face resistance. People will test your boundaries, and it might feel uncomfortable to assert yourself at first. But remember, you have the right to prioritize your own needs. You are not obligated to say yes to everything. You get to choose. It's also important to remember that boundaries evolve. What works for you today might look different tomorrow. Your life is a constantly changing, evolving journey, and your boundaries will shift as you grow and change. Be flexible with yourself. Be kind with yourself. It's a process. By setting boundaries, you reclaim your power. You honor your own needs, and you teach others how to respect them. When you put yourself first, you open the door for the most fulfilling relationships, those that are rooted in mutual respect, understanding, and love. You don't have to apologize for having boundaries. They are not just a form of self-care, they are a form of self-love. Stand firm in your boundaries, protect your peace. The people who truly care about you will support you in doing what's best for you. Stop comparing. Oh, how easy it is to get lost in comparison. We scroll through social media, see someone else's highlight reel, and suddenly feel like we're falling behind. We wonder why we haven't achieved what they have or why our journey doesn't look like theirs. But let me tell you this, your journey is not their journey. Comparison is a trap. It steals your joy, your peace, and your focus. When you compare yourself to others, you are essentially telling yourself that you are not enough. But the truth is, you are more than enough. You are exactly where you are supposed to be. You see, we all have our own path, and just because someone else's path looks different doesn't mean it's better. What we often forget is that we only see the polished version of other people's lives. We don't see their struggles, their failures, their hard days. Everyone has challenges. Everyone has setbacks. When you stop comparing, you stop measuring your worth based on someone else's yardstick. You begin to appreciate your own unique gifts, your own pace, and your own journey. You realize that your life is unfolding exactly as it should, and you trust the process. You are enough just as you are. Your talents, your dreams, your struggles, they are yours. No one else can walk your path the way you do. Stop wishing for someone else's story. Start celebrating your own. Comparing yourself to others takes your focus away from what truly matters, your own growth. Your dreams and goals are unique to you. They may look different from someone else's, but that doesn't make them any less valid. In fact, it makes them all the more special. It's time to stop measuring yourself by external standards and start measuring by your own standards. Ask yourself, what do I want for my life? What do I want to create? What makes me feel alive? When you focus on your own desires, you stop getting distracted by what everyone else is doing. Remember, comparison is an illusion. You are on your own timeline. There is no race, no deadline, no finish line. Your story is unfolding at exactly the right pace. Trust it. You are not in competition with anyone else. You are in competition with the person you were yesterday. Every step you take toward your goals is progress. Every decision you make to stay true to yourself is a victory. When you stop comparing, you open the door to self-acceptance. You begin to appreciate your own journey and all the lessons it brings. You realize that you don't need to be like anyone else to be worthy. You are worthy just as you are. And that is enough. Embrace imperfections. We live in a world that often celebrates perfection, the perfect body, the perfect career, the perfect life. But the reality is, perfection is a myth. It is an illusion we chase, often at the expense of our happiness and self-acceptance. The truth is, there is beauty in imperfection. Your imperfections are what make you unique. They are what make you human. It's your quirks, your flaws, your struggles that create the essence of who you are. So why try to hide them? Why try to conform to a standard that doesn't reflect your true self? The pursuit of perfection often leads to self-criticism and shame. We think that if we can just be perfect, we'll be worthy of love and success. But the reality is, perfection keeps us from seeing the beauty in what we already have. It stops us from fully living. It stops us from showing up as our true selves. You don't need to be perfect to be loved. You don't need to be flawless to be successful. In fact, it's often the imperfections that make us relatable, that connect us to others. When you embrace your imperfections, you give others permission to do the same. You make the world a little more real, a little more human.
Celebrate the things that make you different. Celebrate your unique journey, your scars, your experiences. These things have given you wisdom, strength, and compassion. They have shaped you into the beautiful and perfect person you are today. Invest in personal growth. Personal growth is not a one-time event. It's a lifelong journey. It's about making a commitment to continuously evolve, to expand your mind, to challenge yourself to become a better version of yourself every single day. It's easy to fall into the trap of thinking that once we reach a certain milestone, we're done. But let me tell you, there is no finish line. The beauty of personal growth is that it is endless, and every step you take leads to deeper fulfillment. When you invest in your personal growth, you're not just investing in your skills or your career, you're investing in yourself. You're giving yourself permission to dream, to explore, to learn, and to grow in every area of your life. You are not bound by your past or your circumstances. You have the power to reinvent yourself at any time, to choose new paths and open new doors. Personal growth requires commitment. It requires a deep understanding that growth often comes with discomfort. It requires vulnerability, the willingness to look at yourself honestly and say, this is who I am, but I am capable of more. It requires courage, the courage to face your fears, to break through your limiting beliefs, and to step into the unknown. And most importantly, it requires patience. You won't see results overnight. Change takes time, but every effort you put into your growth compounds. Every book you read, every course you take, every new habit you form, it all contributes to building the person you are becoming. You have to trust that the investment in yourself is never wasted. Personal growth is also about learning to be kind to yourself as you evolve. Growth isn't about perfection, it's about progress. You will stumble, you will make mistakes, and you will face setbacks. But that doesn't mean you aren't growing. Growth isn't linear, and it's okay to take 2 steps forward and 1 step back. What matters is that you keep moving forward. learning and adjusting as you go. If you want to create the life you've always dreamed of, you have to be willing to put in the work. No one else can do the work for you. You are the architect of your own life, and you have the power to design it however you want. Start with small changes. Choose one area of your life where you'd like to grow, whether it's your health, your career, your relationships, or your mindset, and begin investing in it. Personal growth is about expanding your knowledge and perspective. It's about reading, learning, and seeking out new experiences. It's about exposing yourself to new ideas, cultures, and people. The more you expand your mind, the more you realize how much potential you have to achieve whatever you set your heart on. That growth is not only about gaining knowledge, it's also about cultivating emotional intelligence. It's about becoming more self-aware, more empathetic, and more connected to others. It's about learning to manage your emotions and building resilience in the face of challenges. Personal growth is holistic. It encompasses the mind, the body, and the spirit. Investing in yourself means making space for growth every single day. It means setting goals, developing new skills, and challenging your limits. Every day is an opportunity to grow. Even the smallest steps forward are progress. So don't wait for the perfect time to start. The perfect time is now. When you invest in personal growth, you begin to unlock your full potential. You begin to understand that there is no limit to what you can achieve. Every day is an opportunity to become a better version of yourself. And as you grow, you begin to attract the people, opportunities, and experiences that align with your higher self. Celebrate your wins. We live in a society that often focuses on what's next, the next milestone, the next goal, the next thing to achieve. But in the rush to get to the next big thing, we forget to celebrate what we've already accomplished. Celebrating your wins, no matter how small, is crucial for maintaining motivation and boosting your sense of self-worth. Celebration is not about bragging, it's about honoring the journey. Every win, every success, every step forward is a result of your effort, your dedication, and your belief in yourself. When you celebrate your achievements, you affirm that your hard work matters and that you are on the right path. Take a moment today to think about everything you've accomplished, no matter how big or small. Maybe you took on a new challenge. Maybe you made it through a difficult day. Maybe you made a decision that aligned with your values. All of these are wins, and they deserve to be celebrated. Celebration doesn't have to be extravagant. It could be as simple as acknowledging your progress in your journal, treating yourself to something you enjoy, or sharing your joy with a friend. The point is to recognize your achievements and to acknowledge that you are moving in the right direction. When you take time to celebrate your wins, you create a positive feedback loop. The more you celebrate, the more motivated you'll be to keep going. You begin to build momentum, and with that momentum comes more opportunities for success. It's a reminder to yourself that you are capable and worthy of success. Celebrating your wins also helps to build gratitude. Instead of focusing on what's missing or what's next, you focus on what you have already accomplished. The shift in perspective allows you to see how far you've come and to appreciate the journey you've been on. Important to remember that your wins don't have to be monumental to matter. It's easy to overlook small wins because they seem insignificant, but they are anything but. Every little step forward is progress. Every choice you make that aligns with your goals is a victory. You celebrate those small wins, and they will lead to bigger wins. So that celebrating your wins is also an act of self-love. It's about recognizing your value and your worth. It's about showing up for yourself, acknowledging that you are deserving of success, and appreciating your efforts. When you celebrate yourself, you give yourself permission to keep going, to keep striving for more, and to keep creating the life you want. Too often we wait for others to celebrate us, but the most important person to celebrate your wins is you. You don't need external validation to know that your progress matters. Your wins are enough because you are enough. Celebrate yourself every single day, and you will find that the journey becomes more joyful, fulfilling, and meaningful. And remember, celebrating doesn't just mean acknowledging the good. It's about celebrating all of it, the highs and the lows, the challenges and the triumphs. They all come together to shape who you are and how far you've come. Your entire journey is worth celebrating. Trust the process. Trusting the process is one of the hardest things to do, especially when you don't see immediate results. We live in a world where instant gratification is the norm. We want things to happen quickly, but true growth, real lasting transformation takes time. Trusting the process means having faith that everything is unfolding exactly as it should, even if you can't see the full picture right now. And the process is often messy. It's not a straight line, but a series of twists and turns. You will encounter setbacks, disappointments, and failures. And while those moments can feel discouraging, they are all part of the journey. Every step, even the painful ones, is contributing to your growth and success. When you trust the process, you release the need for control. You stop worrying about the outcome and focus on showing up every day with faith and dedication. You understand that each step you take is moving you closer to your goal, even if it doesn't always feel like it. As you begin to prioritize self-care, you create the space to grow, to rest, to heal, and to rejuvenate. When you take the time to fill your own cup, you can pour into the lives of those around you without running empty. You create the foundation for everything else to flourish. Self-care is not a luxury, it is a necessity. And by making it a priority, you are giving yourself the greatest gift of all, the ability to be fully present, fully alive, and fully you. And when you're rooted in values that require space and time, I think remember, setting boundaries is not about being rude or rejecting others. It's about honoring your own needs and respecting your energy and your peace. of space and of time. And when you set boundaries, you are teaching others to respect and value you just as much. Your time, your energy, and your peace are precious. Do not give them away freely. It's important to let go of comparison. Your path is yours alone, and it is beautiful exactly as it is. The journey you're on is not a race, and there is no one to compete with but the person you were yesterday. Every step forward, no matter how small, is progress. Trust in your own pace, and remember that what you see on the outside doesn't tell the full story of someone else's life. Focus on your own growth and celebrate everyone along the way. Your imperfections do not make you less worthy. They make you more human, more relatable, and more authentic. There is beauty in the flaws, in the struggles, and in the lessons learned. When you embrace your imperfections, you release the need to be perfect and allow yourself to just be. Your imperfections are part of what makes you extraordinary. They are part of your story, and they shape the person you are becoming. Investing in your personal growth is the most powerful thing you can do for yourself. Every day is an opportunity to become a better version of who you are. Each decision you make, each lesson you learn, is a step toward creating the life you desire. Growth takes time, patience, and dedication, but it's worth it. There is no end to the potential you have within you. Keep learning, keep evolving, and keep striving for the best version of yourself. Don't forget to celebrate your wins, no matter how big or small. Every accomplishment is a reflection of your hard work, your commitment, and your resilience. Taking the time to honor your achievements reminds you of how far you've come, and it deserves to be satisfied. So celebrate your journey because it is uniquely yours and it deserves to be recognized. Trusting the process is one of the hardest but most important lessons you can learn. The path may not always be clear, and the outcomes may not be immediate, but trust that you are exactly where you need to be. Every setback, every challenge is a lesson. Trust that the universe is working for you, not against you. Keep going, even when the way seems uncertain. Trust that all the effort you put in will pay off in ways you cannot see. By focusing on yourself, you're choosing to honor your own worth, to honor your time, and to honor your journey. You are not here to live someone else's life. You are here to create your own, to become the person you were always meant to be, and to live in alignment with your deepest desires and values. No one else has the power to define you. You define yourself. Give yourself the space and kindness to know that every single one who looks at you from a far distance definitely thinks they're definitely more than you do and trust themselves. And also recognize that you are the best for you. Trust me when I say that you are the expert in your own life. You know what's best for you. You know what feels right for you. Trust yourself and trust your intuition. This journey is about embracing the full spectrum of who you are, the light and the shadows, the highs and the lows. You don't need to be perfect to be worthy of love, success, and fulfillment. You are enough as you are. And every day you are becoming more of the person you are meant to be. Trust the process and trust that you are already on your way to living your best life. It's time to stop waiting for permission to be yourself. The world needs your unique gifts, your energy, and your voice. You are here for a reason, and your presence in this world matters. By focusing on yourself, you are not only transforming your own life, but you are creating a ripple effect that will inspire others to do the same. You have the power to change the world, one step at a time. You don't need anyone's approval to live your truth. The only approval you need is your own. Be kind to yourself, be patient with yourself, and know that you are enough. Your worth is not defined by your accomplishments, your relationships, or your appearance. Your worth is inherent. You are worthy simply because you are. As you move forward, remember that focusing on yourself is a lifelong practice. It's a decision you make every single day to put yourself first, to honor your needs, and to stay true to your authentic self. There will be moments of doubt, of fear, of uncertainty, but in those moments, remember who you are and the power you possess. You are capable of incredible things, and with each step, you get closer to the life you are meant to live. And so take a deep breath, give yourself permission to focus on you. You are deserving of love, peace, and happiness. You are worthy of your own time, energy, and care. Embrace the process, embrace the journey, and trust that you are exactly where you need to be. This speech has come full circle. It's all about recognizing your worth, embracing your journey, and trusting in your own power to shape your life. Take it with you, hold it close, and know that you have the ability to create everything you desire.